Hello and welcome. Today I want to start something new called Feature Friday, where I feature replays sent in to me by viewers. For instance, Terrachova submitted this Scharnhorst match. I occasionally get replays sent to me by viewers, and often those are much more amazing matches than the ones I have myself, but I rarely show them on YouTube. So, Feature Friday is a way to remedy that situation where I will try to feature replays sent in to me on Fridays. I'm also trying something else new, which is I'm trying to record audio footage, or audio, on a completely different PC, and to see maybe that will get rid of the random crackling. I'm not quite certain, but maybe it'll work. Let's hope so, because if it doesn't, well then I don't really have any more ideas. It might just be a defective microphone. So anyways, this match is sent in by Terrachova, where he is in the Tier 7 German battleship, the Scharnhorst. It's a match on the map Trident, and he opened up shooting on the enemy Nicholas immediately with HE, although I don't really recommend shooting HE on a Scharnhorst. But it's okay against destroyers, I guess. Although, let's be fair, shooting AP against destroyers on a Scharnhorst is fine as well. I don't quite like what the default view of Terrachova is. It's incredibly annoying having these guns just floating there. But I guess that's how he plays the game, unfortunately. It seems Terrachova is very intent on trying to finish this Nicholas off, which I can't really blame him because, you know, you kinda do want to get rid of as many destroyers as you can early on, because destroyers tend to affect the game a lot when you're dealing with a domination mode, because they are the ones that will be capping, and capping later on is very difficult to, well, get rid of, so to say. I feel like this Nicholas is so very dead though, because Terrachova got just an amazing salvo, and well, goodbye. I think that one might have even taken more than half of his HP, if he had enough HP, of course. I really don't understand how you can play like this, Terrachova, when you keep just looking over the guns. It seems so incredibly annoying and you don't really see your entire ship. But it is what it is. So, Terrachova spots an enemy Scharnhorst. When you shoot battleships in a Scharnhorst, you want to aim at... you want to aim in a similar fashion to what you would aim against battleships. What you would aim with AP against battleships as a cruiser. Which means that you don't want to aim at quite the waterline, you want to aim a bit higher. Because your shells or guns don't necessarily penetrate the enemy at the waterline belt, but they tend to be able to do so higher up, so shooting AP as a Scharnhorst on that height is completely fine. So, Terrachova's team has taken over A, they are also taking over B, and they are trying to make sure that the enemy doesn't take C, which is a very good plan, but well, we'll see if they actually can get B, because there are two allies capping, but one of them is a battleship, and since both of them are spotted by the carrier, it might not end up being easy to cap, especially since the Byron is almost at half HP already. Terrachova is very intent on hitting the Cleveland, because that's the ship that's capping C, so I think it's very appropriate to do. But the Cleveland seems actually to be sailing outside, or the Cleveland seems to want to leave the cap zone. Like, he could have just sat behind that mountain and been able to cap this zone, but I guess not. Good salvo on the Cleveland, and that was a citadel hit. Also, you can see a lot of replay issues with this, recording, because Terrachova seems to like jumping his camera around a lot instead of having it more focused. So you can see the interface lagging behind, etc. Also, that was an incredible salvo on the Myoko. I mean, the Myoko kinda deserves it for showing broadside to a Scharnhorst. Or, well, any other battleship for that matter, or even a cruiser, I guess. Unfortunately, the Myoko is starting to turn a wing, and it's kinda difficult to actually penetrate the Myoko as a Scharnhorst at this kind of angle. Like, if you aim at the belt, then shells might very well just bounce. Luckily though, he didn't hit the belt, he hit, you know, that was more or less plunging fire, so it did quite a bit of damage. And I think another similar salvo should be able to finish off the Myoko, so unless the Myoko actually starts, like, turning really far away, and this should actually finish the Myoko off. And, well, there's the Myoko. Terrachova's also keeping an eye out on islands. I guess this is something that would be very difficult to do if you keep only looking at your goddamn guns. Because, you know, you won't see as much as you do when you zoom out more. And I guess it's a bit more difficult to actually pay attention to what else is going on, but it should be okay. I mean, if he's used to it, he's used to it. The enemy team doesn't actually have a cap zone yet, but in terms of ships lost, both teams are fairly equal, so things aren't that bad actually, for the enemy team that is. Which is actually quite bad for Terrachova's team, I guess, because you know, if the enemy team is doing well, you are not winning hard enough. The enemy team does need to go. Oh, the enemy ranger got the kill on the Farragut, so I guess the enemy team actually now is ahead in ships. The enemy team definitely does need a cap zone very soon though, and it seems one of their battleships is heading into sea, so the enemy team should be able to take it, because the only ship that seems to be in defense is one cruiser, and maybe that pink battleship, but I'm not sure, that guy might just be a... Oh, actually, we can look at that, right? No? We should be able to look at that. Never mind. I guess the replay doesn't really like you mucking about with it too much. So Terrachova went all this way around this big island here to fight that Scharnhorst, but it seems that Scharnhorst just turned around and, well, started leaving. Oh, never mind, the Scharnhorst actually ran aground. So did you notice how Terrachova aimed a bit higher? That's where you should aim at. With AP, you shouldn't shoot HE as a Scharnhorst almost at all. Your HE does literally less damage than a Myoko's HE, so it's not recommended. But he had HE loaded probably because there was a DD around as well, actually two of them even. So if he had met the DD, having HE loaded would have been a better idea. Unfortunately, the Scharnhorst started leaving, so that salvo wasn't very on point. But Terrachova should get another salvo soon, once the Scharnhorst comes around. Okay, there's the Mahan. And, well, she disappeared because of smoke. This is a fairly dangerous situation, because he knows that there's a DD straight ahead, and there's probably another DD close by. So, they might just torpedo him. But, it's probably going to be okay. So Terrachova seems to have a secondary build, which is why the secondary is opened up at this range. And oh yeah, by the way, the enemy team actually has a cap zone now, which is A. They'll probably also get C, because it seems that the pink battleship is AFK after all. So, now, oh, this was a very good torpedo dodge. I was actually rather certain that those torpedoes would hit. For some reason, Terrachova switched over to HE again. Maybe he was expecting that he'll get a shot on DD again, or maybe he really does want to shoot HE at those battleships. I mean, that Scharnhorst. Okay, so now he knows more or less where both of the DDs are. One of them is heading towards B, and the other one should be inside that smoke or somewhere around that. But the DD inside the smoke screen, or the one that was inside smoke, should have already fired her torpedoes, so it shouldn't be much of a threat to do what Terrachova is currently doing. And I feel like that Scharnhorst is very gone very soon. She has 1000 HP left, well, 1500 I guess. And Terrachova should be able to get this capstone back with the help of the Warspite. I think it was a Warspite. I switched HE. Like at this current situation, I wouldn't mind shooting HE after all, because, you know, the Scharnhorst is fairly angled, and if he gets a fire, that should finish the Scharnhorst off. Unfortunately, though, he didn't get a fire, and the damage wasn't enough. And the Scharnhorst disappeared now, so this is a blind salvo. Come on, come on, come on. One hit. Damn, didn't work out. Oh well. If that... Oh! There's the Scharnhorst again, but this time she is healing up already at 7000 HP. And I think this Mahan is actually a bigger threat. So this is what Terrachova does, and that was a massive damaging hit on the Mahan. These are like random torpedoes. I don't know if those are worth shooting out like that, because they don't have range enough to actually reach to a position where it's actually dangerous for the Mahan. But the Mahan can go back and cap now, so the enemy team probably will get A soon. There's an enemy Arizona, so Terrachova takes his HE shot and now switches back to AP. By the way, I wouldn't recommend swapping to HE as often, because it's completely fine to shoot AP at DDs as Scharnhorst. Your shells tend to not overpen as often anyway. They actually seem to penetrate a lot. But overall, I think it's fine if you do that. Weird that the enemy team hasn't actually taken B yet. But they are retaking A and they are taking C. Oh, I guess the DD must have accidentally left the cap zone or something like that. And as you could see, like that was 3000 damage with AP shells on a Mutski. I find that, you know, shooting AP at a destroyer as a battleship is fine, because your damage isn't that high. I mean, overpens are still a significant amount of damage against the destroyer, so I feel it's okay. Only the back gun's shells went over the ship, but it's okay. So now it's a fight on the Arizona, I think. But the Arizona is so close that, you know, she is very vulnerable to even Scharnhorst AP at this kind of range. Even if you aim at the waterline, which I don't really recommend doing, you should still aim a bit higher, like in the middle of the ship, like this height. That was exactly the height you should be shooting at as Scharnhorst. And that's, well, so much for the Arizona. So now it's a fight against the Congo. Terrachova's team is still ahead, although if you think about it, he has sunk 4 ships and done almost 140,000 damage. Yet, both teams are still equal in the amount of ships they have. Although Terrachova's team is still ahead in points. But they don't have the cap advantage, so that means that if enough time goes by, they might end up in a bad situation. But I think that it's okay, because Terrachova should have this. A fight against the Congo shouldn't be much of a big deal, especially at this kind of range, because Terrachova does have torpedoes, and if the Congo shows a flat broadside like the Arizona did, that should deal a lot of damage. Especially because she is tier 5, so there can be a lot of damage even at waterline level. Like, these should be citadels. Yep, 19,000 damage from a Scharnhorst, and another salvo is coming in 10 seconds. And after that you might even get a side dish of torpedoes, or actually I guess before that. There are enemy planes incoming, but they are dive bombers, so they aren't very scary. This time I think Terrachova should have aimed a bit lower. He aimed at the high enough that you would want to aim at against like other battleships that are more armored than tier 5 ones. But that's Kraken unleashed with torpedoes on a Scharnhorst. So I think the next focus for Terrachova is one shot on that enemy Scharnhorst, or maybe just straight for the Ranger. I would go straight for the Ranger. No, actually I would try to cap C and then keep shooting the enemy Scharnhorst, I guess. You definitely can shoot over this island here. But because the Scharnhorst is coming in, I guess that might be a good idea to switch to HE, like Terrachova did. But unfortunately, the swap to HE was kinda useless because the Scharnhorst showed broadside anyway. But look at that, that was 1000 damage of a full broadside salvo. Like, I really don't recommend shooting HE as a Scharnhorst. Even in situations where it seems like it would do a bit more. Because if you do that, you will have HE loaded, and that means if you suddenly get an opportunity where you could put in a very powerful AP salvo, it won't work, and that is a big reason why I wouldn't recommend it. So the enemy Scharnhorst is down to 1600 HP again this time. I wonder if he manages to get away again. Last time he did. The enemy Ranger seems to be fairly low. Also, the pink Battleship is back. I guess Terrachova isn't gonna get a hit on the enemy Ranger. The enemy team still has a Mahan left and a Ranger, but they should be able to take this Ranger out, and the carrier should be able to spot the enemy DD. Not to mention there's only actually 3 minutes left, so maybe it's not that big of a deal after all. Because, well, I don't think the enemy team will get enough points in that time, and well, there goes the Ranger. So at this point, Terrachova pretty much either should turn around or go around the island and try to cap C. They kinda do need one cap point. Having HE loaded at this point is completely fine, because the only opposing ship is a Mahan. He's spotted by planes, which means that there is no Mahan anywhere, you know, in line of sight of Terrachova. With AA going up, the concealment range increases, and because he's coming around the island, this means that in all this area he can be sure that there is no DD. This is why situational awareness is so important. Okay, he's spotted, which means that he knows that there's a DD probably somewhere around here, or, you know, it could be at the edge range as well. But he definitely knows that it's probably not anywhere around here where the DD is. The enemy or the friendly carrier should be able to spot the DD. Big focus now is to try to get the cap zone and not be vulnerable to enemy torpedoes. The reason why one cap zone is important is because, you know, there's still 1 minute and 45 seconds left, so the difference is only 200 points. 3 cap zones does take points quite quickly. Okay, so there's the DD. Unfortunately, Terrachova kinda predicted this, and the torpedoes missed as a result, and this should be game for the Mahan and, well, this match in general. Okay, this salvo missed, but next one should be on point. Probably can't dodge this one. Come on, Terrachova. Go, 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 go. Oh my god. How can you have this kind of result and miss on a Mahan twice in a row like that? I don't. I'm baffled. Okay, this time is it. Goodbye, Mahan. Oh, maybe he actually was trying to cap because he got the cap zone right at the end. He got the cap zone just before the Mahan died, which means that he got the full cap zone. And look at this result. Look at it. 1.1 million credits. Of course, it's probably related to some kind of mission, I guess. I don't know for sure. 15,250 in experience. A Confederate, a Kraken Unleashed, and High Caliber. 188,000 damage in a Scharnhorst. 110 shell hits, only 1 torpedo hit, but 29 planes shot down from a Ranger. That Ranger seemed to really love going into Terrachova's anti-air range. 7 ships destroyed, 6 set on fire, and 5 citadel hits. And 5 base defenses, 1 full cap, 1 cap assist, and some secondary hits. Rather amazing result, especially the amount of credits and experience. So, in the team score panel, you can see something even more amazing. 3,977 base experience, essentially 4,000 base experience. In a tier 7 ship is very amazing. Like really, really, really high in the scale of results. The enemy Ranger actually got 34 plane kills. The friendly Hiryu only got 4. I don't know what the hell the friendly Hiryu was doing, because a Hiryu has at least 2 fighter squadrons in every loadout. Yet for some reason only 4 kills. I guess Terrachova kinda picked up the slack for the Hiryu. So I'm rather certain that without Terrachova, his team would have lost really hard. The enemy Mahan also did really well, 1800 base experience, but this is nothing compared to how well Terrachova did. 3,977, that's amazing. Even if his team had lost, that would have been... how much is that? 2,400? No, 2,600 base experience if they had lost. A very, very, very strong result. And this is how he did his damage. 24,000 damage with fires, 3,500 with secondaries, 6,000 with torpedoes, 20,000 with HE, and 133,000 with AP. If you look at this, like, yeah, sure, he fired HE quite a lot, but even if you add this up, that's and exclude secondaries that started fires, that would be like 45,000 damage with HE shells. Over 32 hits, so I guess that's like 1,300 damage per shell. Whereas AP did essentially a similar amount. But I have this nagging feeling that either some of the fires were started by secondaries, or he just got very lucky on the fire damage, because 6 fires often doesn't give you 24,000 damage. He only took like 60,000 damage in return though, but potential damage taken is about 1.4 million. It's a very strong result, and thank you very much for sending it in, Terrachova, and I hope I hope this Feature Friday interests you guys, and I can keep doing these. So anyways, I would like to thank the Patreons now on Patreon. Let's go with Captain Ramius today. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I see you guys next time.